heading out into the water a little bit later in the show, but we are starting our morning here inside Pronature in Rockland. And joining me is the owner and operator of not only Ottawa River Guided Fishing, but now Fishing Just for Kids too.
That's right.
YANNICK LORANGER, good to see you again.
Yeah, likewise, Sarah.
All right, so congratulations. You bought up Fishing Just for Kids over the winter.
Yeah, that's right. So I've got two distinct charters out there on the Ottawa River this year. It's been very, very busy.
Because, yeah, you weren't busy enough before.
Yeah, that's right.
You figured you should add something else to the plate.
Yeah, why not?
But a lot of your clients are families and children
Absolutely.
who are fishing for maybe the first time, right?
Absolutely. And when we're fishing with inexperienced anglers or kids, it's all about numbers. It's about catching a lot of sunfish or a lot of catfish and doing it the easy way.
Exactly, and that's what I like too. Fishing is always boring if you're not catching things.
That's right.
Okay, so the nice thing is when I go out onto the water with you, you have everything covered already, right?
Absolutely. All I don't supply is a fishing license for the adults, but everything else is on the boat.
Okay, but in this case, if I were maybe looking to invest, or if I just want to take a look at what we'd be bringing out on the water, you've set up some examples. So what rods do we have here?
Well, we have three different types of rods. So we have your bait cast combo for the more experienced fishermen. We have the spin cast combo for kids or people with very little experience.
Okay, and what's the difference between the two of them?
Well, this reel here is meant to cast, basically, for bass fishermen that are casting all day. So it's a reel. It's designed like that. You push the button, it allows you to release your line. So you're casting, you're reeling, you're casting, you're reeling. It needs a little bit of finesse because if you don't adjust it just right, when you cast, the spool is just going to keep turning. It makes this what's called a big bird's nest. Okay,
and I'll get you to show me an example of that once we head out onto the water. What boat launch are we going off today?
We'll be launching out of Rockland this morning. The fishing's been absolutely spectacular here lately, so we'll be launching out of Rockland.
Perfect. I'm looking forward to catching some fish. Okay, and what are the other two rods that you've set up for us?
We have two spinning combos there, which are probably the most common combo.
Those are the ones I grew up with.
Yeah, so these two here are spinning combos. We've got one set up with a bottom bouncer and slow death that we'll be using for walleye, and one set up with a pickerel rig and a great big bell sinker for our catfish.
Okay, so you've got some pictures set out for us. They're like dominoes. When one rod goes, they all go. What are some of the fish that are in these pictures?
Well, the Ottawa River, according to many professional anglers, is probably the most underestimated fishery in Canada. So we have some great big largemouth bass here. Bob Izumi, I do believe, once said it's the best largemouth bass fishery in Canada.
You caught these out of the Ottawa River?
These are all in the stretch from Petrie Island to Wendover out of the Ottawa River.
Now, what can you eat out of the river now?
According to the Guide to Eating Ontario Sport Fish, the guidelines for eating the walleye out of the Ottawa River, walleye being the most popular table fare out here, are very similar to lakes up north. So walleye under 14 inches, or 14 inches and less, absolutely no potential for any ill effects to your health. And
that's for both adults and children, right?
That's for that's for kids, and for men, women are the guidelines are for women of childbearing age and children or men. And for men, we can eat just about anything out of there with absolutely no potential for ill effects to our health. Eat an eel? They're a protected species.
Are they actually?
They are. Can't keep them.
So you could, if you happen, I mean, I'm not sure many people go fishing for eel, but if you accidentally caught one, let's say, you need to put it back.
Absolutely.
Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah. Is it because the numbers are growing slim?
Yeah, that's right.
Huh. Yeah. Do you think that's because of the different locks?
Yeah, absolutely. They're not able to migrate in and out of the sea they spawn in, so that the numbers have gone down drastically.
Okay. All right, so if you catch an eel, make sure you put it back. Now, what's the bait that we'll be bringing out on the water with us today?
We'll be fishing mostly with live bait this morning, but if you were to bass fish out here, like all these bass here, you can see the pink worm there. That one there was caught on a worm, on the rubber worm.
On the rubber worm?
On the rubber worm. Okay. So the largemouth bass here, 5-inch stick bait like that. For a walleye and for a catfish, nothing beats the good old night crawler.
Okay, and why? What's the advantage of using a rubber worm versus the real ones? Are the real ones just not big enough?
Well, when I do my bass fishing, a lot of times it's with more serious anglers that want to learn some spots for their tournaments. When you're tournament fishing, it's all artificial lures. So when I'm bass fishing, it's almost all artificials.
Okay, I don't know. That one's pretty big too. All right, we got to go, Yannick, but we're going to head out into the water, right?
Let's do it.
Okay, so head to either the Fishing Just for Kids website or the Ottawa River Guided Fishing website to learn more information. But we'll be heading out on the boat, fingers crossed. I am a horrible jinx. People usually don't catch anything with me, but I have a feeling with us teamed up today.
We caught fish this winter, we'll catch fish today.
All right, let's do it. That's coming up a little bit later on CTV Morning Live.